When we begin with our top story, it's the heat. It's turning up across the coastal empire and the low country. Sadly, we're going to tell you there's not much relief on the horizon.
Yeah, for what you need to know about the heat and how long it will last, we check in with Storm Team 3 Chief Meteorologist Scott Roberts.
Yeah, as we head into the rest of the work week and into the weekend, the heat is definitely going to be on this afternoon. Beaufort getting to 102 degrees briefly this afternoon. 99 was the high temperature here in Savannah. Richmond Hill 98 for Darien, 99 for Jessup, so well above normal afternoon temperatures for today. Starting to cool off by a couple of degrees, holding on to 98 for us here in Savannah, 94 for Beaufort, 91 for Hilton Head. Not looking too bad as far as the actual air temperatures, but still heat index values are over 105 degrees. Starting to settle down a little bit, but it will remain very warm into the evening hours. And as we look ahead to our Thursday, we're going to be dealing with this extreme heat once again, especially for our coastal communities. Peak heat index values over 115 degrees are possible. For that reason, to have an extreme heat warning in place for our coastal zones from 11 o'clock tomorrow morning until 7 p.m. So same type of drill as for today. So make sure you stay cool and hydrated, taking plenty of breaks if you're going to be outdoors. Maybe try to get that activity done early in the day, and if you just can't avoid it, just make sure you do drink plenty of water and listen to your body so heat exhaustion and heat stroke do not set in. We'll have more in the forecast coming up in just a few moments.
Scott, thanks so much. Well, continuing our team coverage now, we're with this high heat. We're seeing some important keep cool and stay inside tips for you. But what about those who need to be outside for their jobs, or even those who don't? Well, WSAV's Isley Herschel talked with some of them today, see how they're beating the heat.
The golf course may be the last place you'd want to be on a day like today, with temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. But some people are choosing to be out here, while others have to.
We was on top of the tower and it got real hot, so we all took a second. We ran out of water too, so it was pretty bad, but we ended up getting water in a short time.
Anthony Fabrizio is a tower hand who works across the country. His job is to climb on towers like this one to fix and secure different parts. He says he has to be in heat like this all the time during the summer.
There's just no wind at all, especially when you're up there. Sometimes you'll get maybe once in a blue moon good breeze, but other than that, you get no breeze.
Even though he has to work in this heat, some people are choosing to be outside.
Well, there are better days to play in Savannah, I can assure you, but it's not raining, and we play early and we get through pretty quick. We play pretty quick, and it wasn't too bad.
Shane Traver with the Southbridge Savannah Golf Course says he sees less people golfing in the afternoons when it gets hot out, even affecting sales at the course.
Having the heat and the temperature right now, it definitely, you see the tee sheets a little quieter. But in the afternoon, a little bit more towards like 5 o'clock, it does open up, gets a little bit more accommodable, so that time it gets busier.
Fabrizio has tips for others who work outside in the heat.
Don't wear long sleeves at all, and if you're wearing a long sleeve like for lawn men and people, make sure it's breathable, so like you can get some air, but it's really hard when you're on the ground because there's no air. But just some water, honestly, lots of water, maybe a little side fan for your pocket.
Heat-related illnesses are some of the biggest concerns when temperatures get this high. If you're outside and you start to feel dizzy or lightheaded, drink some water and head inside if you can. In Savannah, Isley Herschel, WSAV News 3 on your side.
If you're looking for a way to cool off, the city of Savannah is extending its cooling options tomorrow. Cooling centers will reopen Thursday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. The city is also keeping splash pads open from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and public pools will be available free of charge from 1 to 5 p.m. Partner organizations, including the Salvation Army and Union Mission, will also provide cooling options. For a full list of locations and hours, go to WSAV.com/cooling centers.
And now it's a story you'll only see right here on WSAV. Just days after 8 people were shot on a Hilton Head beach, an extra law enforcement presence now coming to the island's south end. WSAV has learned that Caligny Plaza will lease the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office a storefront for just $1, and they're going to create a new sheriff's substation. The agreement first discussed back in March after retail space became available. Sheriff P.J. Tanner says the substation is going to give deputies a place to monitor area cameras, meet with victims and witnesses, and increase their visibility in one of the island's busiest areas. Now, it won't be staffed full-time, though. That new substation expected to open within the next 2 weeks. It comes just one day before the town of Hilton Head holds a specially called public meeting focused on safety. That meeting follows Saturday night's shooting at Coligny Beach that left 8 people hurt and led to 4 arrests. Town leaders, the Beaver County Sheriff's Office, and community members all expected to discuss public safety concerns. Residents do have an opportunity to ask questions and share their thoughts on what steps should be taken next. That meeting starts at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning in Town Council chambers. If you would like to speak, you do need to sign up in advance. You can find all those registration details right now on WSAV.com.
Some new developments to tell you about now. A Savannah teenager is now in jail, accused of a violent armed robbery that investigators say left a man injured. 17-year-old Bryson Love was arrested yesterday in connection with a robbery and shooting that happened May 6th in the 1800 block of East 51st Street. That is where police say a man was assaulted and robbed at gunpoint. Love faces multiple charges, including armed robbery, aggravated assault, aggravated battery, and firearm offenses. He is now being held in the Chatham County Detention Center.
And Chatham County residents are getting their chance today to weigh in on the Savannah-Chatham County Public School System's proposed millage rate. The district holding a series of public hearings after advertising the rate as a tax increase. School leaders say they're proposing to keep the millage rate the same as last year. Well, the first hearing was held this morning, a second underway right now. WSV's Jillian Coles joins us now with what residents are saying.
Andrew, about a handful of residents showed up this morning here to the Whitney Administrative Complex, not only to get clarification on that word increase, but also to question the school board about the revenue gap the district is currently facing.
I just want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly, that there will not be a change in the millage rate for them in terms of rate relative to their property tax.
Chatham County residents clearing up confusion about Savannah-Chatham County Public School District's proposed millage rate. The rate will maintain the current rate of 17.331 mills, but county leaders are required to then advertise a property tax increase. Paige Cooley, SCCPSS Director of Budgeting Services, says that's because of the Taxpayer Bill of Rights.
Taxpayer Bill of Rights. Although the district is not seeking to raise the millage rate, any millage rate that is in excess of the rollback rate must be advertised as a tax increase.
Because the proposed millage rate was set higher than the rollback rate, some homeowners who see their property values go up could see higher tax bills. Resident Laurie Jenkins came to the podium to ask about the district's overall budget.
I understand there was a shortfall in your budget of $28.5 million. Now, is that correct?
Superintendent of Schools Dr. Denise Watts says the district is receiving less money than anticipated, creating that revenue gap for a multitude of reasons. Jenkins questioned how closely the school board is watching rising costs.
Our property values have gone up tremendously. We have all these costs and everything, and I just think that if I would see you guys, the school system, kind of tighten your belt like we've all had to in the private sector, step back and take a look at how you're running things, and are you running it the most efficiently like the rest of us are having to do?
Now, the second hearing in this series is currently going on inside, but if you did not have the chance to make it this morning or this evening, you have one more chance on July 15th at 6 p.m. After that hearing, the school board is scheduled to set the millage rate that night. Reporting live in Savannah, Jillian Coles, WSAV News 3 on your side.
Jillian, thank you. New at 6, the Savannah metro area's economy is showing signs of slowing down. A new report from Georgia Southern University finds economic growth was nearly flat during the first 3 months of 2026 as hiring slowed, retail sales declined, and more people filed for unemployment. The report shows the region's business index grew by just 0.03% in the first 3 months of the year, with economists saying the local economy effectively slowed to a crawl. Overall, employment grew by just 300 jobs during the quarter, while the number of people filing for unemployment benefits jumped more than 11%. The report found some bright spots, including stronger hotel revenue, improving port activity, and wages that continue to outpace inflation. At the same time, retail sales declined, airport boardings dipped, and single-family home building permits fell nearly 30%. Economists also say construction job losses likely reflect the winding down of major work at the Hyundai Meta plant. Well, looking ahead, the report forecasts modest economic growth for the rest of the year, with continued pressure from trade uncertainty, high energy prices, and a slower national economy.
Now, Time Saver Traffic, sponsored by Arrowhead Clinic, the accident doctors, where it pays to get well.
For our Wednesday afternoon, nothing weather-wise to slow us down on the roadways, just taking a little bit of extra time from downtown Savannah to Pooler along Interstate 16, mainly due to extra volume between Dean Forest Road and I-95. As we do look ahead to the overnight, conditions will stay very warm. And then for Thursday, more excessive heat is in the forecast, with heat index values approaching 112 degrees or more for some locations. We'll take a more detailed look at the forecast coming up in just a few moments.